Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel Agalabia and I'm doing my inquiry on COVID-19 and the mental health of younger populations. Hope you're all having a good day, so let's get right into it. At the beginning of the pandemic, when I heard that schools were closing for about a week, I was a little bit ecstatic. The fact that I was not going to have school for a week was like an early spring break to me, as well as the chance to get more sleep and to play some video games, and the chance of going online for school sounded like a blast. In fact, it was, for at least a week. And then things started to turn for the worse. In the middle of the pandemic, I was beginning to feel stressed, locked in a cage of sorts. And most of all, I felt bored, just incredibly bored. And it was really taking a toll on my own personal mental health, and especially the mental health of my brother, too. And so I went to consult my friends to ask if they were feeling the same way, and everyone who was my age seemed to complain about the exact same thing. We were all mentally stressed, and so this leads into my issue. As the pandemic rages onwards, younger populations tend to experience more and more mental stress, leading to various mental disorders as well as a breakdown in a once healthier lifestyle. This issue affects students, adolescents, young adults, parents, and in general, for everyone, for the sake of the future. And is there any evidence of this, you may be asking? Well, in fact, there is. If we go look at the average collegiate level age group, which is around roughly the 18 to 25 years old, according to Time magazine, there was a 49.6 increase in depression, a 67.5% increase in generalized anxiety disorder, a 70% increase in claims for mental disorder, and a 65% increase in claims for drug overdoses in these singular months alone. While the statistics have lowered in months following, unfortunately, compared to the year previous, it is still a significant increase. And now we're going to move on to the next population, which is the adolescent age group, roughly 12 to 18 years old. There was a 334% spike in intentional self-harm in August 2020 alone, a 100% increase in claims for mental disorders, and a 119% increase in claims for drug overdoses. Unfortunately, as Alvin mentions in the article, their developmental process has been interfered with. Their trajectory has been interrupted. To pour salt onto the wound, a study from the Journal of Health and Social Behavior in 1996, when studying social communities, deduced that mental health disorders in adolescents are pervasive, often carry into adulthood, and appear to be inversely related with social status. Recent research demonstrates that disorder often first appears prior to adulthood. And this is why this issue is so exigent, because of the fact that mental disorders are popping up, and the fact that carrying into adulthood would lead to even worse problems for the future generations. So now the obvious question is, what do we do? Here are some preliminary questions. Should we change our entire lifestyle? Should we simply ignore what's going on and continue with our lives? Should mental health checks be mandated? Should we simply sit back and provide encouragement for those affected? Should we intervene and take an active approach? Well, overall, these all lead into my main inquiry question. What is the most effective way in which we can alleviate this mental health crisis in our younger populations during the pandemic? And of course, this fits into the action category of inquiry. A couple proposed solutions from sources, they all have a general consensus that is to support others and yourself through active encouragement and discipline. However, there are some varying solutions in each one, such as HealthyChildren.org focuses on facilitating a healthy household for one's child. The University of Texas focuses on involving oneself with their child more frequently. Yale Medicine says to focus on activities and keep one's mind occupied, and Scientific American focuses mainly on psychological resilience and hope for government action. Now that we've established that COVID-19 is affecting this population and the true exigency of this issue, all that's left now is to answer my main inquiry question and find a way to alleviate this problem. I'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for listening to my inquiry presentation.